It has been said all over the country that your election was more about a disappointment in the president than it was about voting for you in particular.
I have to respectfully disagree. People here spoke very loudly and very plainly about taxes and spending, terrorism, and the health care proposal.
Okay, there's Scott Brown with Barbara Walters yesterday. So are more and more voters making their voices heard by moving away from the progressive label and aligning themselves with another word that starts with a P, the populist view? A recent Rasmussen poll finds that 65% of the American public hold mainstream or populist views. That is a rise from 55% just last year. Joining us right now for a fair and balanced debate, we have Miles Rappaport, president of Demos, a progressive think tank, which President Obama was a founding board member of. And that woman right there who we saw a moment ago, Deneen Borelli, fellow of Project 21 and a Fox News contributor as well. Good morning, both of you.
Good morning.
Miles, let's start with you. You say that there are some things that populists and progressives have in common.
I'd say there are two main features, and that is, one, a real concern for the problems of ordinary citizens and trying to make sure that people who've been losing ground for 30 years, are the center of public debate. And populism, and also, secondly, then the kind of the resistance to the dominance of wealthy special interests. That's what has characterized populism for 100 years.
Okay, Deneen, what do you make of, because suddenly you look at the Tea Parties, you look at the town halls, you look at Scott Brown, who doesn't fit cleanly into, his party's designation of what, the entire agenda. People do like the idea of, I'm going to follow the crowd rather than I'm going to follow the party.
Well, here's the thing. People can call themselves whatever it is they want to call themselves for the day. But the fact of the matter is the American people have awakened. They are politically aware of what's going on in the toxic political policies that are coming out of this administration. I spent the weekend last week with the top leaders from the Tea Party movement. Let me tell you, these people are informed, they're engaged, and they're motivated. They got off their couches. They want to make a difference. They want to get involved. They don't want health care. They don't want cap and trade. These policies are toxic political policies, and they're not good for the country.
Miles, do you think it's a strategic error that a number of progressives have painted the Tea Party people as just crackpots from the right wing?
Well, I think there's something fundamentally flawed, I would say, about the Tea Party populism, and that is that you need an active government to sort of counterbalance Wall Street, the big banks, and I think that's when the Tea Party aims its ire at the government and hamstrings it from fighting back for ordinary people. I think that's a fundamental mistake that differentiates them. They're not
but they're ordinary people who are fighting back against the government.
Well, they're fighting back against the government, but if you look at populism, it is asking the government to fight back with them against the big special interests. So if you see Wall Street reform, if you see the Citizens United decision where corporations can contribute unlimited to public debate, those two policies will distinguish whether somebody's a real populist or a false populist.
Yeah, the Tea Party movement is certainly making a difference. Look at what happened in Massachusetts. Clearly, the American people don't want big government. They don't want the government telling them what to do. And because of the town hall meetings and because of the rallies, this groundswell of people getting involved is because government was not listening. We're not being represented. We're not being heard. We're not going to stand for it anymore. I was one of the speakers last year at the Freedom Works rally in D.C., and let me tell you, the people were engaged, involved, and they're getting more and more informed, and it's only going to continue to grow if government continues to ignore us.
And with the budget coming out today, I'm sure a lot of them are going to be
$1.6 trillion.
A little agitated.
Deficit. It's insane.
Miles Rappaport from Demos and Deneen Borelli, Project 21. We thank you both for joining us live.
Thank you.
All right.